Just waiting for the homie to pull up. Okay, yeah, here we go. What's up, bro?
Where?
What up? Oh, are you good, bro?
I'm good and you, bro.
All good, man. Yo, we had I just had such a dope, authentic interview with this cat. What's his bro's name? I forgot, his name just slipped my mind right now, but dog, my point is, we had such a crazy, awesome sit down, and I just lost it based off technical issues. And so now I'm so worried. I set my Instagram up so that I can be able to save our conversation right now. And you don't understand my anxiety right now. If I log out of this interview right now and it's not saved, I'm going to be panicking. I'm not going to be ready for a week.
I mean, like, you should try other platforms as well.
Yeah, bro.
Something, I don't know.
Yeah, I learned too late. It was way too late. But yeah, man. First of all, man, congratulations on the tape, bro.
Oh, thank
today.
You, bro.
Yeah, I know today is the release of Parallels Between Faceless, man, and I caught a glimpse of it this morning, and it sounds so proper.
Oh, wait, thank you, bro. Yeah, this tape is giving me a lot of stress.
A word? Yeah. We're not talking about that though for now. We're talking about Insert Complex, man. What a crazy man. It's crazy, bro. So yeah, without any further ado, man, let's get into it, man. I got a few questions here lined up for you. Please deconstruct the title Insert Complex for me.
So it was like, I don't know how else to describe it besides just like whenever I go out into the world and certain places, I almost have to act a certain way because of like certain things. Like when I was in Hungary, it was like very weird because I was like, I don't know anyone, I don't speak the language, so I had to like act a certain way in order to be like accepted, just like initially. And it also like, made me like realize that like regardless of if we actually try or if we actually want to like change like ourselves in different aspects, we inevitably do. So I was like, okay, cool, let me almost like insert a complex into different situations and like different almost like timelines and sort of just comparing like a self-depreciative complex, which is like the first half of the tape, which is supposed to be like the inferior complex side, which is supposed to be all like introspection and sort of just like putting yourself down, and also just like there were two songs which is about like people of color and especially our history within South Africa.
Yeah.
Those two is like the reason we act certain ways now is because of past things. And then the flip side was like the ego side, which sort of just what I've been experiencing doing like shows and just like how people act and like how I started to act and just like, oh yeah, I'm the dude and blah blah blah, and I just be like, oh, but that's some whack shit, you know what I mean? So the complex like derived from that type of mentality and situations.
Yeah, man. Yo, it's crazy you mentioned off the top that there are like two parts to the tape, because I was gonna bring that up in like a later question, because I noticed the shift changed in the one song where it was just an instrumentation, right? Which song was that again? Yeah, so like I'm listening to the first half and it's very introspective and it's very, you know what I mean, rooted in emotion, you know what I mean? And then this song comes on, I think it's Hennessy and Sweet Woods and Hennessy, right? And then I'm just I'm listening to this like dope ass instrumentation for like 3 minutes, and then from then on the whole thing just picks up. So I'm like, yo, okay, damn, this is kind of dope, you know what I mean? I wasn't expecting that shift. I was like, okay, fine. Listening to the first half of it, I'm like, oh man, I like this mellow vibe to it, you know what I mean? I like it. I like this tape where, especially me, because I listen for lyrics.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have fun with me just not even bumping my head, me just kind of like sinking my attention into it, you know what I mean? And then you just like A total 180 on me after that. You know what I mean? Sweetwoods and Hennessy, bro. I'm like, okay, I'm actually vibing to it now. I'm actually
'Cause I mean,
bumping my head.
like,
Yeah,
okay, like my favorite thing with like albums is like I have to listen to an album from start to finish, and that's how I give my critique on an artist. So that's how I
yeah,
also want to like my albums, like or my projects. Like I want you to be able to like, or you're supposed to listen from start to finish, so that you get like the full vibe of it. Like you're supposed to experience that switch and like all of that shit, you know?
yeah, for sure, bro. Yeah, man. Moving on to the next question. I wanted to ask you. I know you're a producer. It says in your SoundCloud, but who was behind the production of the tape? Was it you or?
So I mean, in Sir Complex, there were 2 songs which were produced by other people. So I Can See is produced by a guy in Hungary named Vanis.
Oh yeah.
And then Pulse was produced by Subi Bossa.
Which song?
And then everything was me.
Pills. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, bro. Okay, so there's a theme of like low BPM instrumentation in your like beat selection, right?
Yeah.
Where does that aesthetic come from?
I just don't like trap that much. So I mean, like,
I can relate.
yeah, like the general type of stuff that I listen to, like even like my hype stuff that I like a Zaire Rashad. Ooh, like his music gets me hype, but it's like low BPM.
It's very.
That will be like 105, and it's just like that's my area that I like. But I do like if I feel like experimenting with higher, I will go. But then I always tend to, especially with my lyrics on higher BPMs, I tend to rap slower. So it's just like comfort zone is lower BPM, below 120, but then yeah, sort of just like experiment.
Yeah, man. So, speak to me about your journey, of your career, and in developing your craft. Like, being who you are, coming from where you come from. What level of support did you receive in your environment, or were you met with like resistance along the way, or often?
I mean, like I'm fortunate enough to like have gotten the education that I have, and I was supposed to, like I started off studying, but because I've been making music for like close to 10 years, like that just overpowered everything else. In like it just became like my passion. So I mean, I started making music was in grade 7, 8, of just like rapping to like old beats or like other people's beats, songs, and blah blah blah. And then throughout the years, sort of just becoming more and more serious about it. But concerning like support and stuff, like my parents support me. They've been like allowing me to like do this and not just like, oh, you need to go study, blah blah blah. I mean, they were, but like, you know, just at least like supporting right now. But I mean, like like supporting, what sense do you mean exactly?
Like when I say resistance, it's exactly how you describe it actually, because the typical rap journey of a person of color, you know what I mean, is, yo, I live in a world where I have to get ahead, and the best way to get ahead in this world is with education, right? But I have this craving for like my artistic side, you know what I mean? I have to bring something out. So when I tell people that that's what I'm bringing to the forefront, is it like, man, I don't think you should do this, I think you should find like a more safe, or was it like, damn bro, you're actually talented and it can take you far? So that's what I meant by support.
It's always made with like oh, is that like what you're doing? Or like, oh, you should maybe, or like, why didn't you go get a job? And I'm like, no, like if I'm doing that, I'm either gonna get stuck in that loop and then never fulfill my dreams, or it's just gonna like, I'm gonna get too comfortable with other things, or I'm gonna be doing that but then be completely absorbed with music, and then it's gonna be like, oh, he's a bad character. And it's like, it's not, it's just I'm very focused with music. But I mean, like I've just learned to like block it out. I'm like, yeah, it's just like I've gotten to a point where I'm like, I am comfortable with what I'm making. I am very proud of what I'm making. So regardless of what anyone says, I'm like, yo, I'm very stuck on this path. I know exactly where I'm going. So regardless of what you say, you can cool, it's alright. But I'm gonna be going this way. You not. Like, you live your life. I'm gonna live mine. I mean, that is driving force,
Yeah, the reason why that question even like occurred to me was because I've noticed like I wanna call it a struggle in the way you deliver your music. You know what I mean? Because the popular thing in rap now is the boast. You know what I mean? Like people who boast. You know what I mean? It's like niggas want to act like they don't have any problems to speak of. You know what I mean? It's like, man, my life I'm doing so well, and I'm assuming this is what's appealing to you, but you don't have to, or you rather insert complex, you don't give off that thing to me at all. If anything, the one thing you boast of is your intelligence. You know what I mean?
Aware. So I mean, like, that's the type of music that I also like really enjoy. I prefer like not necessarily struggle rap, but it's just like rap where it's like, yo, that's where I want to be. Like for me, boast rap is it has its place, and I might do that in certain places. Like maybe on a feature, if everyone else is boasting, I'm like, okay, cool. Let me just put on that.
Word.
You know what I mean? But other than that, I'm just like, this is like who I am, so I might as well just like give all of me instead of be this other person.
I get it, bro. Yeah, so this is just a question off the top. How big of an influence does RxSolo have on you?
Bruh, huge influence. Like, I think the first record, or like I think I remember when I first listened to Control System. I was like at my homie's place. We were, like that's when we first started recording as well. And like we had this, I was recording on an iPad with just pillows and just like making beats on there. And it was just like very, very basic. And like my homie played Control System for me, and I was like, what the fuck? We were
tell me about it.
We were studying every single thing as it was playing. We were like clicking on the meanings, descriptions, and then like that album led me through so much discovery in like the world and different things like biology, philosophy, psychology, all of those things from just one rap album. And it's like, what the fuck? Like this dude literally put in so much information in like an hour's listen, and I was like, nah, this is like,
this is the guy. Yeah, word. The only reason why I brought RxSolo up is because he's the only artist that I could like recognize that you made a reference to in the song. So I'm like, yo, this guy, and even your name, like RxSolo. So I'm like, you know what I mean? It's just kind of one plus one.
That's exactly like the way I got to my name was like, okay, so my name is Raiel Solomon, and I was like, cool, I wanna sort of keep, because my top two at that time and still sort of now is like RxSolo #1 and then Kendrick.
Word. So me too.
I wanna like emanate both of those personas where like Kendrick switched from K Dot to Kendrick Lamar, and I was like, yo, I could just be Raiel Solomon, and I was like, my name is way too complicated for people. So I was like, cool. But I also like the way RxSolo did it with Ab-Soul, and I was like, okay. And then the X wasn't supposed to be like mentioned. It was just supposed to be RxSolo, but then the RX sort of just grew with everyone, and I was like, oh, cool, RX.
Okay, yeah. Coincidences, happy coincidences. Yeah. Let's move on. What is your vision for the future?
Shit, I want to do so much, dude. Like my goal with rap music is like obviously like I don't want to be like wow, like fame and like, oh, I can buy like Lamborghinis and blah blah blah. I just want to be at a point where I can buy all the things that I need, plus maybe some extra stuff that I want. You know, not too like, I don't want to be too flashy, but my main goal is to like have an impact on music where there might be other kids or other people who's like, yo, I got inspiration from this tape that you did, or like whatever. Like I want to end up in history books type of thing. But eventually also like I want to end up scoring movies. I want to end up making movies. And just like,
Okay.
you know, like do everything in the art realm. Because I mean, like I also want to not paint seriously, but also like have exhibitions and like all of that stuff. And
Yeah.
just like, you know,
Speaking of, you actually make all your cover arts, right?
yeah. There's like a couple
Yeah.
that I might skip, but like whenever there's a painting, it's me.
Word. Cause yeah, I think I saw that. I don't know. I don't remember where I saw that. Like digging into your stuff. But all these abstract cover arts, I'm like, okay, dude, this actually dude has like these are from his own hand, so that's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. Speaking
Yeah,
as
'cause
a painter, so but I would never do that. I'm more of a photographer anyway than a painter. But anyway, it's all
No, because I
it's
mean,
all
like some of my paintings, like I don't really like paint professionally. I wouldn't even consider myself a painter. It's just like I'll just end up drawing something and then be like, okay, cool, I like this, like this. But like I might like listen to the tape back and then just draw as I'm listening, and then just sort of
Alright.
draw inspiration from that and whatever. So that's the reason why I actually put it out. But like I wouldn't really put it out if it wasn't for that.
word. Yeah, man. Hey, whatever gets the art out, I guess that's the
Exactly,
correct
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What's your favorite song on the tape?
I think like Sweetwoods and Hennessy was like definitely at that time one of my favorites production wise.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I was in Germany at that time, and there was we were by the Baltic Sea and there wasn't internet, and I was with like family members and whatever, and most of them spoke German and not English. So I ended up just chilling and making that beat, everything from scratch, and I was like, oh, okay, shit, like this actually like is going in, like I'm really enjoying this. So production wise, I like that one. I think then it's like between Pretty Little Features, I Can See, and Channel Blue, I think.
Oh, you know what my favorite personally is
Yeah.
Pretty Little Features. The bounce to that thing is insane, bro. The hook, the verse, everything, the way it comes in. I'm just like, yo, if ever there was like a song that was made for me specifically, like my taste, you know what I mean? Everything. Pretty Little Features goes
I think
in.
at that time when I made it, I was like, I'm very also influenced by Outkast, but I was just like, yo, like I remember as a kid just like in the car not knowing exactly who Outkast was, but just hearing Hey Ya everywhere, and I was like, hey, and just like, you know, just like, oh shit, that's amazing. And then
Word.
I was like, yo, why don't I try and make something that gives me that same vibe? And Pretty Little Features came out.
Damn, bro. Man, I didn't even like think of that perspective because I'm also an Outkast fan, but not so much an Outkast fan, but I'm a fan of the album The Love Below. Just the Andre part. I haven't listened to like Speaker Box from Big Boy. I just listened to The Love Below.
Super amazing, bro. Yo,
damn, I might have to check it out. I'm gonna check it out. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the second part of this interview now. We're done with the question bit. So what I do is like I do these like song analysis where I pick out specific bars from the tape, right? Because what I like when artists have like an ambiguity in their music. I like it when it's not all laid out for you to interpret. Okay, this is what he meant, and I understood it immediately. I like it when one thing means two things, right?
Yeah.
So I want you to break down these select few bars. So in I Can See, you say,
in these streets, guess it comes down to what the eye can see, and I can see my mind on the rise. Ain't no cause in these lines, keep it all on my mind, let it all on the rhyme.
And you kind of speak to that.
So that was like just commenting on like sort of how rap basically is. Like we spoke about that sort of materialistic view earlier with like how some like people will just always like boast and whatever. So for me, that bar was just like, I'm trying to not keep it materialistic. I'm not even trying. It's just like, I'm not materialistic. I'm not doing this for X, Y, and Z, like material things. Like I'm doing it because like, this is just what like fuels me. Like this is just my way of getting whatever is in my mind and like literally just putting it in a rhyme as like therapy. It's just like almost a way to like just be therapeutic about like myself and like how I navigate through the world by using music.
Word. Yeah, man. So the next one is Lost Souls.
Naturally, when in my presence, keep my mouth shut, cause that what you ask of me. Casually mastering the act so anti with a couple buds in my pocket. Your flow so tacky, got me feeling hollow when you drop it.
Oh yeah. So I wish I could like just whip up my lyrics on like my laptop. But what I was saying there is just like, basically I'm a stoner. Like but it was also once again commenting on like how some people just want to like just release music and like drop projects without necessarily putting intention behind it, or like it's just like, oh, okay, cool, I'm gonna put out a tape, hopefully I'll get listens, hopefully I'll be blah blah blah, and like cool, like do that. You obviously like to each his own, but it's just like for me personally, I'm always like, I'll skip through an EP and I'm like, I know this didn't have as much passion as it could have had. Like I can like sometimes I'll listen to an EP and I'm just like you have potential, but you just aren't utilizing it the way you should at that moment. You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, your shit tacky got me feeling hollow when you drop it, because it's like but also I definitely need to read my lyrics again.
For sure, yeah. Blurry, you say
Getting high and bronzy. Picked up a plethora of might seem essential. Plowing all this proper, we just queuing against you. We just perpetrating perpetual.
But okay, so those bars were like, I don't know if you've heard the song P's and Q's by Mick Jenkins.
I have.
So I was like, I was trying to do that
alliteration.
Yeah, alliteration. I was about to be like I wanted to do that alliteration because I was like, I always find it fascinating when some rappers, like, besides even just like not necessarily making sense, but like when they just focus mainly on the wordplay instead of like fully telling a direct story. Because like it always just like, oh, like I remember when I listened to P's and Q's, maybe after the 5th time, I was like, hold up, Mick Jenkins is like, most of these words are P's and Q's.
P's and Q's,
like, completely just like, you know, just over my head.
It flew over your head,
Cool. So with those bars, I was just trying to like have the P alliteration, but while also trying to like keep like a slight story, but it was mainly just wordplay.
Word. I mess with it, man. I can't swear because my cousin's in front of me, but I mess with it, if you know what I mean. Yeah, Blurry was fire. The last piece of lyrics that I want to bring up is from Pill, and this might be the craziest like bars on this tape, in my perspective.
Pick a side, all better than that. Take a chance in truth and die. Truth and lies, belittle the rap bats before I attack. My words might get me crucified. Pick a side, you know, love the intruders.
Nigga.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like it's
damn.
So like with some of my bars, like I always like I'll speak my mind, and I am trying to push boundaries with certain things. Like there's I think it was Inferior Complex and Lost Souls where I'm like, yo, as people of color in South Africa, we should like almost X out Christianity, because that was used as a tool against us. That isn't our religion. It's not. We have our own religion that was completely taken away from us. So when I say things like that, I'm like, that shit might actually like get me crucified. Like someone might like be like, oh, blah blah, hate speech, but I'm like, yo, if you understand history of certain things, like this is just fact. So those bars are like it's basically saying like, instead of like beating around the bush with certain things, like rather just say it, choose your side, and then, you know, just like whatever comes, but just at least be decisive within your mind state, you know, like with your opinions and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, bro. That was like a crazy setup.
No way.
But yeah, man. Yeah, I think we're done. We're done, man.
No way.
I'm just gonna say a quick prayer that the audio, the video, everything is set up, and yo, bro, I'm so stressed out. I had such a dope. This was dope too. Yeah, it should be here. Thank you, man. I'm gonna keep in touch.
Cool. Peace, bro.